All right, Ali, man. So, I know, you have a really big history in hip hop and you knew a lot of people. Did you ever come across Jermaine Dupri at all?
Jermaine Dupri. That's an odd name, man. Jermaine Dupri, man. Jermaine Dupri. I knew Jermaine Dupri. I knew of Jermaine Dupri back in '93. And Jermaine Dupri to me, man, is the most influential person in the South to me, as far as bringing the Mecca to Atlanta and to the South and making it the Mecca. To me, it's Jermaine Dupri. A lot of other people, got, College Park, Hicks, Block, Lil Jon, Dallas Austin. But for me, Jermaine Dupri, what he did and the moves that he did, I was watching it. I was watching him in Sony, in Columbia, early, right? But them country dudes from Atlanta, I never really liked. The Diddy Bop was never really my Diddy Bop. But I messed with him, with at least the dudes on the west side of Atlanta. The west side of Atlanta was already popping. You know what I'm saying? But Jermaine Dupri, as he was motherfucking swinging, I started to meet a lot of people, and I'm hanging with Brooklyn dudes. And so when I'm in New York, I'm hearing Brooklyn dudes saying, man, this dude Jermaine Dupri got to deal with Sony, man, in Columbia. Da, da, da. Yo, these Atlanta dudes, they got New York Yankee hats. They got, man, Timberlands on, faking good. Nigga, they ain't New York, nigga. They ain't with it. But I'm hearing certain Brooklyn dudes yell it, and I'm seeing Jermaine Dupri culture. I'm loving it because I want to bring it to Miami. He got writers, Sam Garrett, Dream, Emmanuel. He got Brian Cox. He got writers, and he got all these, and a shift happened. All these A&Rs was going on in New York. Job, Virgin, everything. And Uncle Luca and Jay Prince, they were really on some, to me, they was on some, on some state time. Jermaine Dupri was on some southern time. That man, I used to see Jermaine Dupri everywhere. Jermaine Dupri was like my man, like he with me. I go to his Halloween party. I put on a Harvard gown, cap and gown. I roll up a paper and walk in there. I'm like, what's happening, boy? I walk in there, Jermaine Dupri say, get that man that 20 grand, man. He won. Like, I with him, And I seen A&R's dude, Shaka, who had Ludacris, Lil Jon, Crime Mob. It was a hard time in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Crime Mob, Lil Franchise Boys, you know what I'm saying? Yin Yang. And you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of nucleus going on. T.I. took it over when he said, man, I'm the king, man. Scarface, I got this. Trap, let's ride. But before that, Jermaine Dupri, Jermaine, and other people too, College Park, what he did with organized, Rico Wade, what he did with organized wars was amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? That man was amazing what he did with Rico Wade, because he brought a street angle. Jermaine Dupri was a little commercial, but I'm speaking of what he was in the bureaucratic offices doing in Sony, because if it ain't Sony, Warner Brothers, and the university, he was making sure he come back home. And now he had clues. I seen teams, writers, producers, filmmakers, and everything, and the culture did it on its own. Everybody was doing their own thing. Like they say, Jermaine Dupri ain't worth nothing but 2.5 million. Dude be tripping. He had Janet Jackson. We be at Katana eating everything, He in the strip club, Jermaine Dupri, this dirty dick ass nigga. He got 2 girls pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And Janice is royalty. He got 2 strippers pregnant. This nigga here shot out, man. He was so hood, he went at Suge and everything, told him, man, fuck you, man. He'd be like, man, he ain't getting nothing back. He need to stop. Like, dudes died on Suge tip, but they never gonna write about Jermaine Dupri and the push. That man ain't care about nothing but the South, what it was going down on. And with Jermaine Dupri, to me, you know what I'm saying? I saw his model because I was with the Brooklyn that was yelling what he doing, and he was really on his own, walking, label by label, changing, because joint venture deals happened before P said, man, full independent. Joint venture deals start happening. Like, what's that? Boy, I got joint venture with Chris Cross. I got joint venture, you know what I'm saying? Jagged Edge. I got joint venture with Brad. I got joint venture with it. I'm like, for real? Yeah, okay. 50-50? Yeah. So, you know, but he doing this finicky thing with Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Doing, you know what I'm saying? He bringing R&B, really king R&B, and he want to be respected as the producer of Korean R&B. But I'm like, you're bringing something to the community where there's a culture. You feel what I'm saying, Cam?
I hear you.
Yeah.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.